This episode is proudly supported by Anchor Food Professionals, makers of mainland cheese. Here's Andy Sy from the Notting Hill Hotel.
We've been using them for a few years now, using their tasty and mozzarella cheese. We go through about 135 kilos a week at the moment. So a huge number. So we use it for our garlic bread, our pizzas, our parmas, our bechamel, our cheese sauce for our croquettes and arancini, throughout our lasagnas, anywhere we can really. It's such a good product. You know, having the freshest chips to your fresh chicken to a freshly crumbed schnitzel and topping up with a really high quality cheese is amazing.
For more information, go to anchorfoodprofessionals.com.
It is hospitality as well when you're at home. I think just letting people in, let them be at your place and share what you have with them.
Hey everyone, this is Dani Valent and you are listening to Dirty Linen. So happy to have your company for a beautiful chat about food and hospitality and people's pathways. Today we are chatting to Erfan Norouzifard. Erfan is the part owner and operations manager of People's Coffee in Melbourne. But the reason that I wanted to chat to Erfan is that I saw him speak at a very special birthday party recently. It was the 15th birthday party for Scarf, which is one of my favourite social enterprises. Scarf provides hospitality training, mentorship and employment opportunities for young people who are facing barriers to unemployment. And over that 15-year period, which is actually so epic for a social enterprise to go that long, 375 young people have graduated from their programs and over 70% of those people have had jobs within 6 months. Erfan is definitely one of Scarf's shining success stories, but there are so many, and I'm looking forward to learning more about your story today, Erfan. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's great to have a chat. That was such a special birthday party for Scarf. You know, so many people in the room who've had a lot to do with the organisation over the years. Tell us about Scarf from your point of view.
Scarf plays a very special role in my life, to be honest. Scarf pretty much saved my life about 13 years ago. That was the last goal that I was going to give at living in Australia, to be honest, and it kind of worked for me. I came here. I don't know if you want me to give you a little bit of a background. I came here as an asylum seeker to this country.
We want the background, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I came to Australia as an asylum seeker, and I tried a few jobs, and none of them really worked for me. And Scarf was the last hope for me, to be honest. I went to Asylum Seeker Resource Center, and I asked them to be to help me to find a job, and they recommended Scarf, and I did 3 interviews with Scarf, and at the time that we used to do it, I think it was about they will only take about 7 people, so you had to go through 3 interviews to be able to get in, because there were a lot of people wanted to get in, luckily, I got in after 3 interviews, and my life sort of changed from there.
Wow. How old were you when you came to Australia, and where did you come from?
Well, I came from Iran, and I just turned 23 when I came to Australia first. I came here with no language, no money, nothing. So I left everything behind, and came here for a new start.
And you said you felt like it was your last hope. I mean, what was your mindset at the time? Like, what had it been like for you?
I was really I was really down, I would say. Like, I've mentally, I wasn't in the right place, and I guess it kind of felt like all the doors were closed, and the only door that was sort of open for me in my mind was the scarf, to be honest. And here we are.
Amazing. Had you thought about hospitality as a pathway for yourself?
Never. I actually never thought that I would be a person that would thrive in the hospitality environment. But Scarf just unlocked that for me.
So tell us about this transition from hopelessness to optimism. What happened in the program? How did this transformation begin?
So, being from the Middle East, hospitality is in our blood. Like, we love to look after our guests, and it's just as a kid, you learn that within your household. And I never. It's, to be honest, hospitality is not a very high regarded job in Iran, where I'm from. Like, if you're a garçon, we call them a garçon, if a waiter, you're not really high up in Iran. So I never thought about being in hospitality. But coming here and trying the scarf, it sort of showed me that maybe I have a chance in hospitality. And I just needed to believe in myself a little bit at the time. That last glimmer of hope helped. So, and a scarf is a very, it's just, it's a beautiful, there were beautiful people in terms of like trainers and trainees. Like, it was an amazing experience for me.
Well, the scarf model has, tweaked and been changed over the years, but I think at its core, it's there are mentors with expertise in front of house and hospitality management, and they take the trainees under their wings and give them work experience as well as some training programs. What kinds of things did you learn?
Well, I'm a very social person myself, and I learned how to connect with people within the organization, with the people that were training us, and the people that were trained with us, and the customers and all of that. Like, I thrive in that environment, and I sort of I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I was the pain in the butt in the.
You were what?
I was the pain in the butt in. I was that one train.
You can say that.
I'm not sure. I was that one trainee that would cause problems, with my jokes and all of my personality. I was. That was a part that really helped me believe in myself, because I connected with people. Being here as an asylum seeker, I didn't have many friends. I think Scarf helped me find friends and become myself. You know what I mean? It showed me that you can unlock that part of yourself that is social, and that has the ability to connect with people.
Yeah, I mean, that really, it makes me teary, honestly, Erfan, because you think about the barriers that there are for people who come here, perhaps without language and without connections, and with the inevitable blows to the confidence that happens in such a circumstance. But I think, what I'm hearing from you is your potential was there, but you just needed the right environment to be able to unlock it. And that's so important. And it's so sad to think about people who, you know, have that potential, but they don't have the circumstances where they're able to unlock it and, you know, share their gifts with the world.
Yeah, of course. Oh, Scarf definitely did that for me. The kindness of the staff that work within the organization of Scarf, it just gives you that little bit of the last hope that I needed. Like I needed a little bit of, you know, just a little bit of push. And Scarf did that for me. And I'm forever grateful to these people. I can't, it makes me emotional too, talking about it. And I can't describe how much Scarf means to me, to be honest.
Amazing. I mean, so we're like 13 years down the path and now you're a business owner, which is bloody amazing. That pain in the butt is now owns a cafe right in the middle of Melbourne. That is so exciting and wonderful.
Yeah. Well, it is like, when I think about it, when I compare my life to 13 years ago, it feels like it was a different life that I lived. And it shows that you should never lose hope, and you should never give up. I was like, I'm going to give it one last go. And my last goal was Scarf. And here we are. And so it is amazing.
Well, let's fast forward to today and tell us about People's Coffee. What is your life like? What's the business? Who is its community?
People's Coffee is my little baby, to be honest. We opened the first People's Coffee in 2020, which was in the middle of COVID crisis and all of that. And luckily, because we had a couple of cafes in the suburbs, we could, you know, support People's Coffee to survive. And we did that. And sort of like, I remember running the first People's Coffee with one other staff member in the kitchen and myself. And it was crazy. Like the amount of money that we used to earn in a week, now we earn in a few hours. Yeah. So that's how we built this business. And it's just, that's why I say it's like kind of my baby, because I worked so hard for it to become what it is today.
And how did it come about, Erfan, that you became an owner?
So with my business partners now, they were my bosses for about 8 years. I worked for these people for 8 years, and I was very loyal to them, and I worked really hard for all their businesses they owned. The businesses they had in the suburbs, one of them was number 19, and the other one was St. Rose, which I worked at both. I managed those cafes for them for about 2-3 years. And then after that, I moved to People's Coffees and worked there for about another 4 years. And it got to a point that I was confident enough to open my own store and be like working for myself. So I went to them and said, I need to move on and grow. And they were like, why don't you grow with us? And instead of opening your own shop, just come and buy a part of this business and be with us. And I did that. I did that instead of buying my own.
And how does that feel? How's it been?
It's been really amazing, to be honest. Just watching this business grow, this business model. Like we were like, when we had the first one, in 2020, we were like, oh, we want to build this business to a place that we have branches everywhere in Australia. Like, that was the dream. And we have sort of made it happen. Like, 5 years, 6 years later, we've got 4 stores right now. And by February next year, we're going to have 60 stores, which I'm the general manager of all stores. And that just really makes me proud of what we've been able to achieve, all of us together.
Erfan, what do you think the qualities, your personal qualities are that have allowed you to make these big leaps and go on this journey?
Oh, I don't know. I would say I'm very good with people. I'm very good at making the connection, that first little spark that you need to connect with somebody to make their day. That's my strength. I have a lot of customers that come in and I can read their body language and sort of figure out what they need in that moment, in that day, and give them what they need. And that's sort of my job. It's not just coffee. It's not. I think as hospitality workers, we need to be psychologists, sort of like to know what other people's needs are. And a lot of your customers come back because you give them what they need. Some of them just need a chat, or just somebody to ask them how they are, or, and what's going on in their lives. And I know a lot about people's lives because I ask, because I pursue those people's needs, I guess. I'm really good at reading people. I would say that's my strength.
And given, your own background and your pathway to being a business owner, barista and psychologist, how do you look after your staff? Like, what sort of qualities do you bring as a boss?
That's a very good question, actually, and it hits at home for me. It's, I really feel it in my heart. I've worked for a lot of people during my career of 14 years in hospitality, 13 years in hospitality. I've worked for bad bosses and very good bosses as well. So I've been in my staff's shoes. So I treat them the way that I want to be treated myself. I treat them like family. A lot of people say customer is always right, or customers first. To me, my staff are first, because they are the people that make it happen. They're the people that give me a hand when I need the hand. I think everybody in the hospitality industry should treat their staff with an absolute respect and treat them like family. That's what makes me a good boss, I think, and that's why I don't have that much staff turnovers. At the moment, the youngest staff member that I've got, that in terms of the amount of time that they worked for me, is like about a year. Yeah, so we don't, and I want to build that community. They're my community. They're my second family.
And you mentioned back in Iran, that hospitality isn't that well respected, that a waiter is called garçon, which is French for boy. But, do you think things are very different in Australia? Do you feel that people have a respect for the industry?
Dani, you're very good with your questions. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Thank you.
That is a very good question. I would say people, yes and no in Australia. Yeah, I would say yes and no. In Iran, you're not disrespected as a garçon, but it's not a very high regarded job. It's not. You're not like in the community. You go like, oh, he's just a garçon. You know what I mean? It's not. That was one of the reasons that I never imagined myself to be in hospitality. But Australia, in a lot, people are a lot more open-minded to hospitality, and that's what made me the person I am today. So, credit to Australia, people are a lot more understanding of hospitality. Um, but anywhere you go, there are people that aren't understanding.
Yeah, for sure. And, you mentioned that amazing Middle Eastern sense of hospitality and really looking after guests. Tell us more about that. And what do you think Australia could learn from that?
In Iran, like when you have a guest in your house, they own your house while they're at your house. So they have the right to your fridge. They have the right to everything they need because we're there to make sure they have a good time. I remember as a child, my aunties and uncles, they would just, it wasn't a phone call, it wasn't put it in the calendar. They would just come with their kids and everything. They'll ring the doorbell and we'd be like, oh, we're here. And they'll come and stay. My mom always had like extra bedding and everything for everyone. And our house wasn't that big, but we would like just sleep on the ground with my cousins and everyone. Uh, hus- People can be a little bit more welcoming in Australia and a bit more open to letting people in. I think in the Western culture, people are a lot more closed up. It's it comes from it is hospitality as well when you're at home. I think just letting people in, let them be at your place and share what you have with them. It's what I would say that Australia can work on a little bit, a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It just makes me, you obviously you had to leave for whatever reason, but you left a lot behind. Hey.
I left a lot behind. I left everything that I live for behind. So that's why I needed that little bit of hope to carry on. I am very close to my family. I'm like, I speak to my mom every night. Still here. I'm 37 years old. I still speak to my mother every night. I left my family behind and everything that I ever owned or friends and everything. So, and I came to this country and I trusted this country, and I think that sort of worked out for me. It doesn't work out for a lot of people. A bit of luck and a bit of luck to be able to meet someone like Scarf people, like yeah.
I think it just shows. We talk about that idea of welcome. Like the better people are welcomed to Australia, the better it is for everybody. Like people that come here, it's not a decision people take lightly. They leave a lot behind. And the more that they are embraced and given opportunities, the more they can contribute.
Correct. It is really, that's very true what you're saying. And you just gotta, I think that's another thing that Australia can improve on. Some parts of it is that you just got to trust these people that have had lives, they've had careers, they've had everything that they believed in. They left it all behind for a reason, and they left their countries and they're here. Give them a chance, I would say. Give them a chance, they'll be able to contribute.
Beautiful. Erfan, let's just talk a little bit about coffee to finish off. I love coffee, cannot start the day without it. What are you seeing in the world of coffee? Like, what are people loving? Are people changing the way they drink coffee? Are you changing the way that you bring it to them?
I think in Melbourne especially, this is the field that I work in. And in Melbourne especially, it's the coffee capital of the world. I would say that. And it is a very big statement to make, but I do make it because I think it is. And every 10 meters you walk, there is a cafe, and you can get a decent product everywhere. But coffee is just that little bit of different. And people the consumers, they do understand it, whether it's good or not. Like customers can tell you if the coffee they're having is a good coffee or not. Because coffee is like wine. The tasting of coffee is really hard, and it's very, sophisticated. Like, you know what I mean? But I think people have changed since I started in hospitality with coffee. They've got a lot more knowledge, and it's surprising. Because it comes as a shock a little bit when somebody tells you what they're tasting in their coffee, and you go like, oh, I thought it was just me tasting that, but it's not. It's actually your customers. So I would put it this way to answer to your question. Coffee is a culture in here. It's not something that people just do as a need. It's the culture in Melbourne, and people need that to survive, to go on. It's something that we all need. Coffee doesn't necessarily do as much as people think it does. You know what I mean? Like they think, oh, I have to have my first coffee, but it's the culture of the country. That it's that going and seeing that barista and saying hello to that barista, that one barista that you like, which is not me, but you know.
Well, I'm sure it is you for a lot of people, but yeah, you're saying it's not just what's in the cup.
It's not. No. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I answered your question correctly, but.
You definitely did, and also there's no correct, so it's all perfect. Erfan, it's such a delight to chat to you, and I'm so happy to find you, get to know you in this stage of your journey where just helping people start their days off right and creating a great environment for your staff. So thanks for doing what you do.
Oh, thank you so much for acknowledging it. It's my absolute pleasure being here talking to you about this. It feels surreal. Like I could say, like I even forgot my English because I can't believe that I'm here talking to you today. It feels very surreal for me. Where I've come from and where I am today, it's a privilege, and being here talking to you is a privilege, and I acknowledge that.
Well, next time you talk to your mum, tell her hello from me. I'm sure she's so proud of you.
Will do.
Yeah. And I look forward to seeing you for a coffee.
Absolutely. Anytime.
This is Dirty Linen, and I'm Dani Valent. We air the issues that the hospitality industry finds hard to talk about, hearing from different people with unique perspectives. We want to hear from you as well. If you have something that needs to be said about a topic, get in touch so we can include your perspective. Contact us at dirtylinen@deepintheweeds.com.au or hit us up on Insta at Dirty Linen Podcast. We can't wait to hear from you.
This